This is Boxing Tickets NI in association with SB Sports. We're here in Waterford and delighted to be back with the negotiator Jay Byrne. Jay, it's been a long over 3 years out of the ring. Obviously probably a wee bit rusty maybe at times there tonight, but delighted to be back in action.
Yeah, delighted, absolutely emotional, very emotional. It's definitely rusty anyway, I was like, but I think it's a good thing when you step up 3 weight classes, you're rusty and you still don't lose a round. Against a guy that came to Dublin in November and drew with an unbeaten Dublin fighter. I think that shows the levels in boxing. I'm not a top class boxer or a top level boxer, but it shows the level I'm above certain individuals that think they're better than they are.
We're not naming here, but I think obviously a certain individual know. From what I've been used to seeing of you, you obviously love to brawl, you love to get in there in the trenches and have a fight. Completely different obviously this time around. I guess it's a Pete Taylor effect obviously on you, had you obviously boxing on the back foot. Do you sort of nearly wish you maybe had that 10 years ago that sort of had Pete Taylor there to go, let's not get into a war, let's, you know, you have a few marks tonight, but obviously having you box on the back foot, it's something I haven't been used to, but it was refreshing to see from you.
Yeah, I never boxed. I came in at 27 as a footballer. So my coaches, who are absolute gentlemen, Eddie Hoyland, Declan, you know, when you're a coach, whether it be a football, whether it be any sport, you look at your athletes or the individual strengths and say, right, okay, where can we make this guy better than what he is? Okay, he's a scrapper, he's a fighter, he's a solid chin, he has a heart, he'll have a fight. I think Tommy McCormick gave an interview before the Jerry White House fight and said, if I'm going to a fight, I'm bringing Jay with me. So them lads just played on what I was actually good at the time, which was scrapping and standing toe to toe with lads and having a fight. Whereas P had done the complete opposite. He said, I don't want you fighting. I was going sparring a few weeks ago and I got in and started doing what I usually do, and I come out of the ring all black all over the side of my face, bruised up and marked up in the whole. And the next week, sparring the same fella, he said to me, you're going to box on the back foot. I'm going to box on the back foot. I come out of the ring with no marks on me. And that was an eye-opener to me, you know what I mean? Just listen to Pete, do what he says, try do what he says, because I'm not technically a great fighter or a great boxer, and sometimes when Pete tells me to do things, I'm not able to do it physically, but I'm getting closer and I'm getting better all the time, I feel, in the gym. And to hear Pete say when I got back to the corner that I was boxing great tonight really helped, and it really made me feel good in the head to go out in the next round and continue to try to do it. I never once stood in the middle of the ring there and had a fight with your man, because what was the point? I stepped up 3 weight classes tonight. It's only a comeback. I'm still carrying flesh, and it's going to be, I've come down 42 pounds for this fight. I'll come down another 10 or 15 for the next fight, and I'll go back to 160, 168 max. I want to be at 160. I probably could do 154 again, but it's too much wear and tear on the body at 36, and I'm only back now for a few months, you know what I mean? But yeah, I feel I can box. I feel I'm learning. I feel that even though at 36, I still feel I can box. I still feel at domestic level in this country, I can be the best at whether it be super middle or middle. I don't think there's many in the country at domestic level that will beat me. That's at title level thereabouts now at the minute, and that's my goal.
After over 3 years out of the ring, I guess there comes a period where you go, do I, don't I, do I, don't I? I'm sure you've had many challenges in your head over that time period to go, do I come back? You know, do you look at other boxers and go, you know what, after so long, is it worth it? Does it feel like a satisfaction moment that sort of, it was the right move to sort of make the comeback after that length of time? That now that where you're going to bed with your knuckles, it was now worth it to come back?
Yeah, I was badly depressed. Like, I was badly depressed. I went up to 220 pounds. Even talking about it makes me emotional. I just wanted to come back, and I couldn't at the time. And just mentally, for like, it wasn't right. And when I got the chance, I wasn't letting it go. My missus wasn't happy, but I just told her I had to.
I know me and you had quite a laugh, obviously, at times where you've been going on shopping trips, and I was like,
yeah, that's what I do now. I'm genuinely, there's no secret. I'm a father to a 16-year-old and a 14-year-old, and I have a wife. And they're first. I kind of went against my wife's wishes by coming back, but I just promised her that I wouldn't interfere with the family. I promised her that. And I asked her last night. She said it didn't. So I'm back.
I'm sure she'll be delighted you're not going home with as many bumps and bruises as you normally have. A couple of days, I'll be back to normal.
Yeah, but sure, more marked than I thought it would be. I just thought, look at, again, when you go in against a lad at 154, 155, you don't get marks like that. I didn't get caught that much tonight, not massively much, but every time he hit me, I was like, whoa, he's 180, you know what I mean? I'm only 154, 160, you know what I mean? But
when you were taking a shot, none of the shots hurt me, but when you got hit, it made you reset. You were going, fuck, you know what I mean? Whereas usually you get a shot and I come back straight with something else, but actually when he hit you, you were going, oh, fuck, let's go, reset and go again, you know what I mean? But yeah, look, I felt the box well tonight. Like, I mean, 3 years out, I felt I jabbed the head off him for the first couple of rounds. Then I kind of was trying other things. I was catching with the uppercut, but I have a stupid fucking habit of dropping the right hand at times, and I was catching the uppercut, he'd catch me left hook. Then Pete told me, no more left hooks, no more left hooks. So I stopped throwing left hooks, went back on the jab, and I felt I jabbed the head off him. Once I heard the last 10 seconds of the round, I jumped on him and I threw 10 or 12 punches, and I was winning the round. So I don't feel at any time tonight, any time whatsoever, and I don't think anybody who watched that fight could say at any time tonight that it looked like he was going to win that fight. And that's what I was there for. That's exactly what I wanted to do tonight. I wanted to get in, I wanted to win, and I wanted to win convincingly. Everyone was saying to me, "Go and try and knock him out." I was like, no, I don't want to knock him out. And I heard the corner once or twice in the second or third round saying, "Come on, Jay, get on him." I was like, nope, I'm not going back on him. Why? Because I wanted to get 6 rounds. Because if I go and blow him away in 2-3 rounds, and my next fight's an 8-round title fight, and I've only done 2-3 rounds, I get into the 6th round of that title fight, what's going to happen? Arse is going to go. I've done there, I've been there, I've had 6 or 7 title fights. I know what's involved at title level, I know what it takes inside to get through them rounds, and that's where I feel I'm strong. When it comes over the 5th, when it comes over the 6th round, you're going to 8 or you're going to 10, that's where I, thanks Tommy, that's where I come strong. And that's why tonight I needed 6 rounds. I haven't fought. Sure, I haven't fought in how long, you know what I mean? And that's why tonight my plan was bring him 6 rounds. And I don't think I looked at any time where I was going to knock him out anyway. But I could have jumped on him a couple of times. A couple of times I caught him an uppercut, he went back against the ropes once or twice, and I could have jumped on him with hooks and all, but sure I would have burnt myself out, or I would have stopped him, and then I would have, what? Okay, record looks great when you knock something out and it's great, you jump on the ropes and celebrate and all, but I'm experienced, I know what boxing's about, I know what you need under the tank. I know them 6 rounds are going to stand to me massively moving forward, rather than getting in a blown lad out in 2 rounds. That's why I picked the opponent. I went and picked that opponent last week. No one got me that opponent. I was supposed to fight Seamus Devlin. Seamus is great, he comes, he stands and he tucks up. You don't get really hit by Seamus, and you look great beating him. Well, I've been there, I've done it. I didn't want to look great beating Seamus Devlin tonight. No disrespect to Seamus, he does what he does and he earns his money and he's great at it. But I wanted a guy that was coming to have a go and was coming to fight, and he'd got a scalp off a Dublin opponent in November. So I said, look, I'll go out now and show that I'm a level above that level. And I felt I'd done that tonight. And I feel anyone that watched the fight, 60-55, he shared around and I won 5. I'll take that for someone who's rusty and hasn't been in the ring in 3 years, you know.
Where obviously you've had title success and everything else, where would you sort of rate tonight is there? I'm sure obviously after being out of the ring for so long, you'd probably rate that probably very highly up there.
It was like a debut all over again. Like I said to Pete in the dressing room, I'm really nervous. And he said, that's good. Well, my last probably 3 or 4 fights, I wasn't nervous. And that's not good. Do you know, that's I wouldn't say complacency because I always trained the same, but I just felt as the career went on, it was fighting every 6 weeks, fighting every 8 weeks. It was just rolling and rolling and rolling and rolling, and the weight never really went up, and I just kind of continued to go and I continued to go, and I kind of went a bit stale. I won, like, my last 2 fights I don't count. The last 2 fights, my head wasn't in the right place. I was mentally not well, not right, and I went over, took them fights. I asked Sam, get me 2 fights. I need a fight, and that was just for my head. And I went over there, not properly fit, not sharp, not in the right headspace, and I lost 2 fights against 2 opponents that I would fight next, and I guarantee I'd beat both of them. I'd fight them for free to beat both of them, and I've already kind of tippy-toed on one of them, Ahmed Rossi, manager the other day, to say if he wants, and he, look, to be fair, he said contact Sam, so I will see about that one. But this fight was like the debut all over again. I felt when the result was being, read out, I was so happy to get the win, and even the eyes watered up and the eyes watered up here. It's been an emotional time. I feel now I'm in the best place in my life at the minute with everything, and the boxing return has played a big part in that. The shadows are gone now, and if I didn't box again now, which I will, but if I didn't box again now, I've ticked the box that I really needed. It was a big box, and that's how tonight felt to me.
It's great to hear, obviously, because you know when you miss boxing so much, and people don't understand how much boxing means to people. When you missed it for so long and you're able to get back, and it feels like a debut, and it reinvigorates you. Probably feel like you're 26 rather than 36.
I don't feel 36. I don't feel 36.
I don't feel 40 either. You know, me and you must be having it.
Yeah, but you look it.
Obviously, negotiator by name, obviously negotiation by nature. You obviously have made no bones about it. You obviously want to have title fights and everything else. Where do you sort of look at the next picture? Obviously, you have Graham McCormick and Craig McCarthy tonight for a belt. Where do you want to place yourself next?
I'd like the Robbie Burke fight. if he can get eligible for a Celtic title. He said he'd fight me after Christmas. I'm ready. I'm back. I was 4 stone overweight when I said that. I'm ready. If he wants it. If he doesn't, don't speak about me again. I'm a levels above him. He knows that. I proved it tonight. You know, he drew with the fella in his hometown. I spoke to a few people who were at that ringside, and let's just say he was very lucky. I went out tonight, I skilled that guy with me jab. So if he wants to fight, fine. I'm ready. I want the fight. I'd like a Celtic title. I spoke to Graham and Craig. Them boys are going to be mandatory for the Irish title. Whoever wins that tonight, me and Robbie fight for it, the Celtic title. Winner I'm sure can have the 2 boys. I've agreed to it for the Irish title after the summer. If you're in boxing, you want to box for titles. I had a 6-rounder tonight against a tough opponent on purpose because I'm not going to be paying guys $2 grand and $3 grand to come over to fight me when I can fight a Dublin guy, a Waterford guy, an Irish guy. You know, that's what we're in boxing for. We're in boxing to fight the best at your weight class, in around your weight class in this country. That's what I want to do, and I'm here to do it. You know what I mean? I don't see a point in coming back to now pay another journeyman. That's why I came straight back. No 4-rounder. Let me go to a 6-rounder. They refused the first opponent for the 4-rounder. I got the best opponent I could get. That showed he's come to Dublin. He got a draw. The Mel and the BUI approved it straight away. 6-rounder. So now I'm eligible for 8 rounds. 8 rounds Celtic title. I want another Celtic title. So
it'd be nice to complete the set, wouldn't it, with an Irish title as well?
Well, that's it. I have the Celtic BUI. I have the Celtic British title. I have one at welterweight, one at light middleweight, one at middle. Maybe a title, maybe one at super middle, one at middle. It'd be great to have 4 belts walking away with 4 different things for a footballer and for a fella that's after taking a 3-year break. You know, if I'm not saying I'm good enough to do that, but I'm here to fight for it. And if there's a dance partner ready, let's go.
We've seen over the last year or so the domestic fights probably there's more fruition with them than there was when you were fighting as well. So the last couple of years, there's a lot more domestic fights, there's a lot more domestic bouts on the line. And that's a perfect time for you to go back in the mix when people want to fight.
Yeah, my head needed to come back. And when I looked at the scene, like, no disrespect to the lads on the scene now, and none whatsoever. I get on with every boxer in the scene. I don't have grief with anyone. As we spoke about one there a minute ago, I don't have grief with him. I don't disrespect the guy. I just felt he disrespected me, and that could be put to bed with a handshake. So I'm not one to hold a grudge, you know. I just not one boxer I don't follow. Every boxer that came to this weigh-in yesterday, come over and shook my hand. Welcome to see you back. We've been texting me in the last couple of days. Great to see you back. Managers, boxers. It felt great. It felt like I had a lot of respect in the sport, and I really feel, you know, I felt great to feel that and to hear that from people. You know what I mean? And you know, I feel that the standard when I was coming through, like I fought. My guy from my Celtic title was 7-0, European gold medalist or whatever in the amateurs. You know what I mean? I'm looking at lads now. Some lads are fighting people for titles and like they've, you know, 3 or 4 wins and 2 or 3 losses. And I go, fucking hell, man, where? Craig O'Brien was unbeaten when I fought him the Celtic title. I went over to the UK and fought Mark Kerr 15-1 for the title. Then I defended against Stefan Sanders 5-0 or 7-0 or something. I'm going, fucking hell, why didn't I not get any of these fights when I was coming through? I think the level has changed. Like I had Luke Keeler going for Irish titles when I was there. He went on to fight for world titles. You know what I mean? It was just like Declan Geraghty, Philip Sutcliffe. They were all coming through when I was on the scene. You know what I mean? And I'm going, fucking hell, man, the standard back then, like they're all elite level amateurs. And now a lot of the lads are like at my level. And I just feel now is a nice time to be in the mix with lads that are 50-50 fights and proper 50-50 fights, because when I was going into fights they were 70-30s or 60-40s or whatever you might call it. So I think it's a good time, and I think it's a good. Mel's starting to sanction a lot of fights as well, and there's a lot more shows coming on. So I actually think boxing in Ireland is booming now, to be honest.
That's my favourite word at the moment, booming.
I think it's great, I do, and I think the BOI are playing a great part in it as well with sanctioning these shows and sanctioning these fights. And you know, there was supposed to be 2 All-Ireland domestic fights on this tonight, which is great to see. I was looking, there was another one there. Is it coming up in the next few weeks?
Morrissey and Cronin for the Irish title.
And they only fought there recently as well. You know, I was going, this is good. Like it's great to see. You know, it really is great to see. And I'm delighted that the BUI are sanctioning these fights, because it's just making more shows want to happen. Because Johnny will run a show because he has these lads ready to fight. Whereas back when I was doing it, it wasn't happening. And the style, that 4 or 5 years when I went style, it was scruffy for Irish boxing, you know. But it's great now. I love it. I love to be back.
Great to obviously see you, and great to see you smiling again. Obviously it's been a long time. The last time I seen you in person was in 2018 when you were giving Paddy Gall a birthday cake.
You got giving me a birthday cake.
Oh, was you giving a birthday cake?
He gave me one, yeah.
I kept thinking it was you giving him one.
Paddy, yeah, me and Paddy, we got back a while in the game, you know. He's a good guy. Did you know what? I don't think there's anyone up the north. I should have lived up the north. The likes of Jerry Healy, Sonny Upton, all the James Tennyson, Hoylo, all the lads. I get on with them all. They're absolute gentlemen. They're gentlemen. Like I used to go up every Saturday and spar with Sonny and Jer and the lads all the time. I have so much respect for all. Like they're genuine, great. They were all the boys when I was on the scene. They were all the lads. I'm starting to look like a granddad now at this stage. They've all retired and this gobshite's coming back. Might bring a couple of them back, what?
I think Jared Healy come back tomorrow, I think.
Jer will be a very close friend of mine. I would talk to Jer regularly. Really, really, really. And he's gone through his troubles as well. A great, great guy.
Well, listen, it's great to catch up again. We'll obviously look forward to getting some fight news soon, and I'm sure we'll catch up again very, very soon.
I'm ready to go. So I'm back in the gym on Tuesday because this is only a pit stop. 178, next fight 168, next fight 160. I'll have that done. I'm ready to go. Give me 4 or 5 weeks and I can do 168. So anyone out there that's ready at 168 that needs a dance partner, I can tango.
Thanks for your time, Jay.
Thank you very much, Stevie.